Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Niara Alexis. I cover hair, makeup, a little bit of luxury, and today, you guys, I am going to be doing my makeup. If I were going to prom in 2022, this is how I would do my makeup, a nice neutral soft glam. So I'm going to be walking you through this look step by step. So if you're doing your makeup yourself, I'm going to give you all the tips and show you exactly how I created this look. So just keep watching if you're interested. So before we get into today's video, I do just want to mention that I am going to be using mostly high-end products here, but I am going to be linking some affordable options down below. Also, please feel free to leave any comments below if you have questions about any of the products I use here or any of the techniques I use, or if you just have questions about preparation for prom in general, leave them below. I will try my best to answer them as best I can. So let's get started. This is the Cover FX mattifying primer. Another one that I really like too is the Fit Me by Maybelline mattifying primer. That's really good. This is the NARS Natural Radiant foundation. I use the shade New Caledonia. This is like my favorite foundation of life. And I'm going to be using this big brush from Undone Beauty. But also, if you're wearing like a low cut dress, bring that foundation down, babe. Bring it right on down. 3 dots to start, if you can see, like that on my brush. Look at that. Look at it. It smoothed me out instantly. There we go. We have our foundation on. It's smooth. Loving this brush, Undone Beauty. I love it. I am going to put on my concealer. The concealer I'm using today is drugstore. It is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. You want to get 2 shades. One shade that's closer to your skin tone and one shade that is lighter. So this is the shade Hazelnut. So this is the darker shade. So I'm just putting a little bit down on my chin. I'm gonna make like a half moon shape on my forehead, if you can see there. I'm gonna go under my lip. And then I'm just putting this on the outer corner, and then I'm gonna make a line out there. Again, on the outer edge, and then a line out. Now I'm gonna take the lighter shade. I'm using the shade Tan, and I'm going to put it all right here in this inner portion that I didn't put any of that darker shade. I'm gonna put it right here in the middle. You see how I've just made like a sun on my forehead? I'm gonna drag that down the bridge of my nose, and I'm gonna put a little bit right here, like right underneath, like whatever you call this thing, septum of your nose. So before we start blending that out, I want to put my contour down. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. I wear the shade Hazelnut. So I'm gonna start by putting this down, just laying it down where it's supposed to go. Right here. A couple dabs around the perimeter of my forehead. We still live in a city, y'all. And then I'm gonna do my nose contour as well. So I'm just gonna drag that down. Drag that down. So I'm gonna start by blending out my chin. I'm blending from the outside, and then I make my way into the center. So then you want to start working on that inner lighter shade of concealer. Make sure you get right up there underneath your eye. You're really just like tapping lightly on the concealer. There's no dragging, like no swirling, no, just tap. You're just tapping lightly. And I like to put some over my lids too, like to act like a little bit as a primer, just a little bit. So with this, I'm just taking like a big rounder brush, just tapping and blotting it in. You see? Be careful if you are wearing like a lace front, whatnot to prom. Be careful that you're not lifting your lace up, girl. Again, just that blotting motion. You want to keep blending till it looks like a little bit more natural. So to blend out my nose, I want to first start like up here at the top of my nose. Just make sure that like all that concealer up there is blended out. same deal. Tapping down the bridge of your nose, just tapping, because you want that color to stay there. And then you're gonna start to tap down the sides where you put that contour. Do a practice run of your makeup if you're doing it yourself, or I would even say if you are going to someone and having them do it, like go get it done by them first to see if like you actually like that. We're gonna put some blush on. So we have two Milani products here. So this is the Milani Cheeks Kiss cream palette, and then this is just like a single shadow by itself, or single shade by itself. I'm gonna use this one just because this is a shade that I really like. This is called Merlot Moment. This is a beautiful like little like mauve moment. Put on an amount that you feel comfortable with, and then for my girls that just like I want to be a little bit more glam, put on a little bit more. Because your blush is a product that fades the quickest, and you want that like pretty like soft hint of color in your cheeks to last all night. And I'm actually gonna go on top of it with the powder later to really lock it in. So it's up to you whether you want to bake or not, girl. Basically, when you apply a bunch of setting powder under your eyes, it's up to you. Before you apply any setting powder under your eyes, if you really want that look to last, you need to smooth out all the creases, and you're gonna need to keep looking up so that you don't create more. I'm gonna try my best. I'm dipping into my setting powder. This is a damp brush or sponge, and I'm just gonna press it into my inner corner here, bring it down, and then bring it over. Everybody's under eye is a little bit different, so this is why I recommend doing a test run of your makeup if you're gonna do it yourself for prom. If you have drier under eyes, you need to bake for way less than other people. So I'm taking a little bit more of my setting powder here, and I'm gonna create a line going down the side of my nose right up against that contour that we did earlier, and I'm gonna just kind of blend that out. But I want that harsh line that you see there, I want that to stay there. I'm baking. Go over my chin. Anywhere where we put that concealer, that's where I'm going over right now with the setting powder. And this is the Laura Mercier Honey Translucent Setting Powder. And then I'm gonna go down the bridge of my nose. Remember, we applied concealer there as well. So for my brows, I usually keep it very simple, but because it's like prom makeup, you kind of want to like be a little bit more glam. This is a Say brow butter, so it's basically just like a really thin brow gel, I guess, with like fibers in it that will thicken up your brows too. I'm just pushing my brows up. It does have like some color in here, so it's adding like a little bit. Lately I have been veering more towards like a brow pencil because it's a little bit more natural looking. ColourPop Precision Brow Pencil. I always start at the front right underneath and kind of like create a line, and before I go any further I start to brush that line out just to like blend it, you know? And so I'm just following the natural shape of my brow when I fill them in. And up here at the front, this is where you can get like real Angry Birds like really quick. Just be like very light-handed. Okay, so our brows are filled, so you could completely stop at this step if you wanted to. Another concealer here. This is the NYX Bear With Me concealer serum, and this is in the shade Sand. And I'm taking like a small like flat, like a very flat brush, like when you pinch it, it like lays flat. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this concealer on the brush. I am going to define my arch a little bit more. I'm gonna give that a little bit of time to like tack up, just like we did with our under eyes. Now I can go in with my powder blush. This is a Patrick Ta, I'm gonna link it below, blush. Right on top, you see it's adding a little bit more color, and it's just gonna lock in that blush all night. By Undone Beauty, it's their warm up bronzer, and I'm just gonna use the two brown shades that are in here and pat this in. Now that I've let that sit for a little minute, I can start to blend it out. So I'm gonna start on this side, and to blend it, just start to like pull it down. and then like pat, and then I'll like go on with my finger. We're gonna be using the Makeup by Mario, and this is the Master Mattes palette. I feel like this is an eye and a makeup look that you could wear with any color dress. Matte number 8. And I'm gonna sweep this all over my lids, and I'm also gonna bring it up past my crease, matte number 6. And we're gonna start to apply this first in our outer corner right here. And we're gonna start to build that up into our crease as well. We're gonna put a little bit of concealer down. And the reason why I do this is to wanna make that shade pop a little bit more. So I just take like a little bit, you see, and I'm just putting that, I'm gonna blend that out all over my lid. I don't really need to bring it out here at all. Just keep it right here where like that additional shade is gonna go. So you already have eyeshadow out here, you don't need to bring it out here. This is the Pat McGrath. This is Divine Rose 2, and I'm gonna use this like bronzy shade, and I picked this up with my finger. Start at the base and start to build that color up and push it up into your crease with your finger. I'm using my ring finger because you want to like use as little pressure as possible because you don't want to be poking your eye out. And just go little by little. Don't try to have the whole eye covered as soon as no, you don't have to do that, because that's how you can mess it up really fast. So I'm going to take the same brush I was using before, and I'm just going to go around the edges of it. Let's do our eyeliner. Okay, so this is the Makeup by Mario pencil eyeliner. Take your pencil, start from the corner of your eye, and start to draw it out. So I always start mine like halfway, like right here. I never start it fully. I stay really close to my lash line, and then I start to come away from the lash line, and I've kind of connected it, and then I'm gonna go back and fill it in some, because you're gonna take a little angled brush like this, like an angled eyeliner brush, and start to drag that line out a little bit more. And then you're gonna go over the eyeliner that you just put up here. Your eyeliner is done. I do have some very pretty lashes here from Velour Beauty, which I do have a discount code. If you guys are watching this and you want to get some nice lashes for prom, you can use my code and get money off. It's called Lash Next Door. If you have difficulty putting on lashes, I do have a video. My suggestion, if you are putting your lashes on yourself, and this is like your first time, get a clear lash glue. Do not get a black lash glue, because you'll be able to see all the mistakes. Another thing I like to use, and it's really great for beginners too, is like a little lash applicator. I'll link these below. I got mine off of Amazon. They cost like $1 or something. It's like really cheap. So we're just gonna stick this on. I cannot talk through this. Okay, so I feel like both of our lashes are on and secure. If it were me and I was going to prom today, I would definitely make sure I take my lash glue and my tweezers with me in my little purse. You're just gonna tap down your nose, and then you don't even really dust it away, but you're just gonna like work it in. And you see how I'm just like firmly pressing in? And look, see? Totally optional. This is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. This pinky shade and then this like warm shade, and kind of mix them together. Take this bronzy shade and then this gold shade, and I'm just gonna dab it on my nose. All right, so lips. I'm using the MAC Chestnut lip liner. Oh, 2 lipsticks I'm gonna be using. This is from Fashion Fair. The first one is the shade Lace. I like to also layer it with the shade Koi. So then for gloss, we're using the Fenty Heat Gloss, and this is in the shade Fussy. And this is like a little bit of a plumper, so it's gonna give you like those Instagram filter lips like in real life. And you're gonna start to feel a tingle on your lips, girls. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. It's the Fenty doing its thing. If you want something that's even more neutral, you could do like a matte, like brown eyeshadow. If I were going to prom in 2022, this is how I'd be doing my makeup, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, everything is gonna be linked below along with some affordable options too. And I will see you next time.